Hi guys, thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time. Story time! Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment to my page. Here we go. Hi guys, thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time on today. Today I will be reading to you guys a Pixar storybook collection book out of here. Okay? Alright guys, let's get into this. The last one we read was Night Lights, Up Night Lights. This one is going to be Finding Nemo Night Games. All right. Finding Nemo Night Games. Let's get into this. Nemo was enjoying the perfect afternoon. He was playing tag with his octopus friend Pearl. The two friends chased each other from sponge bed to sponge bed. Tag, you're it! Pearl giggled as she tapped Nemo on the back with one of her 8 tiny tentacles. Bet you can't catch me. We'll see about that, Nemo said as Pearl jetted away. Kicking up a large cloud of sand, Nemo flipped his fins faster and chased Pearl past the edge of the sponge beds. He was just about to tag her when he spotted something tall and wide up ahead. What is that? He shouted, pointing a fin over Pearl's head. What's what? Pearl asked. Come on, Nemo said. Let's go check it out. Nemo swam toward the looming object. It seemed to wave at them in the gentle current. Well, wait for me, Pearl called out. Getting closer, Nemo yelled with excitement. It was a huge seaweed bed. The bed was a giant maze of green and red seaweed. Some spots were almost too dense to swim through, while others formed small pockets of open space. Pearl and Nemo had never seen it before. This looks like the perfect hide-and-seek spot, Nemo said to Pearl. Want to play? Pearl looked around nervously. The sea had started to turn dark. I would love to, Nemo, but I think we should head home. It's getting late, and both our dads will be wondering where we are. Nemo realized Pearl was right. It was time to go home for the night. When Nemo got back to his sea anemone, his father was waiting. They had dinner and Nemo told him all about this afternoon playing with Pearl and finding a seaweed bed. That sounds like a neat place, Marlin told his son. But now it's time for bed. Aw, come on, Dad, Nemo protested. Can't I just stay up a little bit longer? Marlin shook his head. Try to get some sleep, son. Nemo settled into bed and closed his eyes. He told himself a long bedtime story. He thought about boring things like math class. He even counted dolphins, but he still wasn't sleepy. Finally, Nemo got up and swam to his father. Dad, I can't fall asleep. I've tried, but I just can't. So I was thinking. Marlin looked up at him, his son. Thinking, you say? He replied, trying not to smile. He had a pretty good idea what Nemo had been thinking. What exactly were you thinking, son? He asked anyway. I think you and I should go to the seaweed bed now. That way you'll know it's safe and I can go there tomorrow and play with my friends. I promise when we get back, I'll go right to bed. Please? Nemo begged. Marlin looked at his son's hopeful face. Seeing the seaweed bed for himself did seem like a good idea. All right, he said finally. Let's go take a look at this new find of yours. Yes, Nemo shouted, flipping over in excitement. Let's go. As Marlin and Nemo swam through the reef, Nemo realized he was glad to have his father with him. Everything seemed scarier in the dark. Squinting, Nemo looked for the seaweed bed, but in the dark it was nearly impossible to see anything. Son, Marlin began, are you sure the bed is out this far? Nemo nodded. It is. I know it is. I just wish we could see a little bit better. Nemo was just about to give up when he saw a light in the distance. The speck drew closer and closer, growing brighter and brighter until it lit up the water all around Nemo and Marlin. In the middle of the light was the strangest fish Nemo had ever seen. That do look strange. And it's lighting up in the night. The new fish had giant lights under her eyes. Hi, I'm Nemo, Nemo stammered, amazed. Hi, the other fish said in a friendly sing-song. I'm Lumine. It's nice to meet you, Lumine, Marlin said. I'm Nemo's dad. How come we've never seen you before? Lumine fluttered around, causing her light to waver and flicker. My family and I are nocturnal, she said. We swim and play at night while everyone else is sleeping. Dad and I are being nocturnal too. Nemo said. We're looking for this big seaweed bed I found this afternoon. Do you know where it is? You bet I do, Lumine said. That's where I live. Follow me. Okay, Lumine. Lumine led Nemo and Marlin to the seaweed bed. Do you want to play a game? She asked. Yeah, Nemo shouted. Can we, Dad, please? Marlin nodded. Just stay out here in the open, he said. I'm going to go have a look around. While the kids played, Marlin explored the seaweed bed to make sure it was safe. But behind him, he could hear his son counting down from 100. Don't peek, Marlin heard Lumine shout as she swam off to find a good hiding space. Marlin pushed through the maze of thick green and red strands. Swimming farther and farther into the seaweed bed, suddenly he realized how dark and quiet it had become. He could no longer hear Nemo or see Lumine's light. Marlin spun around. He had no idea where he was. All he could see was seaweed. He was lost. Marlin got lost and he worried about Nemo. Nemo! He shouted. Nemo, where are you? But there was no answer. Flipping his fins, Marlin tried to find his way out. Just when he was beginning to think he would be stuck in the seaweed bed forever, Marlin spotted a faint light in the distance. Nemo! He called, swimming toward it. Is that you? Following the light, Marlin made his way through the seaweed. The strands grew farther apart until finally he hit the open water. There, right where he left them, were Nemo and Lumine. Marlin sighed in relief. Dad, Nemo said excitedly, there you are. We didn't know where you'd gone. Don't you know better than to swim all by yourself in the dark? Look at that. He's telling you what you should have been doing right. Marlin smiled. I guess I should have followed my own advice. Nemo gave Marlin a hug. I'm just glad we found you, Dad. Together, the two said goodnight to Lumine. As they swam home, Marlin let out a big yawn. Nemo looked at his father. When we get home, I think you should go right to bed, Dad, Nemo said with a teasing look in his eye. You've had more than enough adventure for one day. Yes, he has, Nemo, and you right. You is so right. Shoot. Gonna get lost after telling you not to get lost. All right, guys, that was Nemo. Let's see. Finding Nemo Night Games. All right, guys, thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Storytime. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my page if you haven't done so already. All right, guys, bye.